It's all about business management. It's all about staying organized, and I do my best to make sure that I stay as organized as possible. Hey, welcome back. So as y'all already know, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's jump right into it. If you're new here, my name is Nadia. I am a commercial product photographer and I own a company called Click Pop Studio. We are a colorfully loud creative agency for bold brands. And today we are going to be talking about how I manage my photography business as well as my projects on a day-to-day basis or project-to-project basis. The first thing that I would say that I use, number one, is Squarespace, which houses my website. I have been using Squarespace for years now. I love their templates. They're very easy to manipulate and change and customize. And over the years, I've fully developed many different websites, but the one I'm at right now for my Click Pop Studio website is one of my most favorite to date. So that is where I have my portfolio, all of my services listed, even information for you to follow me, for you to sign up for my email list, as well as, sign up to communicate with me if you're a new client. I would say the second thing that I use to manage my business is social media. I use Instagram for personal and business, as well as TikTok. I'm kind of new at that, so if you catch me, you catch me. If not, you don't. And third, Pinterest. I love using Pinterest. Pinterest is where I get a lot of my ideas, a lot of inspiration. I can spend days and weeks on Pinterest. I love scrolling through, from paintings to photography to fashion. I love it. It's my favorite. Next on the list of items that I use to manage my business would be HoneyBook. Now, you would think that HoneyBook would be number one on my list, but I spend the majority of my time on either my website or social media. So HoneyBook is a client management system. It houses all of my contracts, all of my invoices, and all of my customized packages and estimates that I can send to clients whenever I'm communicating with them, whenever I'm onboarding them, or whenever I'm signing on and booking with them. I love HoneyBook. It's the only client management service that I've ever used. I know there are a few others out there, but once I found this, I kind of really dove into it and just developed all of my files. I have hundreds of email templates that I use on a day-to-day basis. I have a multitude of different contracts based on the type of services that my clients are looking to have done, as well as just customized packages for any occasion. I love it. It's fantastic. If you've never used it or if you're interested, there's a link in my description for you to click on. If you're looking to test it out, you'll be able to get a 2-week free trial. So definitely check that out. I love HoneyBook. It is fantastic. Now, I feel like it is the number one thing that helps me and my business continue to look professional consistently. From my email templates to my contracts to my packages, everything is seamless. It has all of my logos on it, all of my brand colors, and it just makes me feel like I'm just I'm just a conglomerate. Like I have thousands of employees. Like it really just does give that. Now, next on my list is something that I'm new to using, and it's called ConvertKit. ConvertKit is just basically a service that provides a way for you to build your email list, similar to MailChimp. Now, I've never done anything like this or ever used any program like it, but I was interested, so it's something that I'm slowly testing things out. I'm looking into creating different types of email lists because I have a lot of templates that I create when it comes to understanding business, understanding processes, making the workflow very easy when it comes to starting your photography business. And I want to start creating a way so that the people like you that are viewing this video will have easy access to that. So I'm new to it. If y'all have any information or if you have any advice or you have a favorite email subscription list service that you like using, let me know in the comments below. Next on my list for how I manage my business would be Zoom meetings. I utilize Zoom meetings heavily in my business. When it comes to me having my important meetings with my clients to discuss creative direction, we need to see each other. A lot of times, Zoom meetings is my first time actually physically meeting a client because a lot of my clients tend to be out of state. So Zoom or Google Meet is typically the only time we can see each other face to face and really discuss the direction of our potential future project photo shoot. The last thing that I use to manage my business, my photography business, is a service called Jotform. Now, I utilize Jotform to create my client assessment, which is something that I've spoken about in previous videos. I use Jotform to create a very in-depth, thorough form that houses questions that my clients need to fill out when it comes to their brand. They can upload images, they could make selections for colors they want used. Anything you can think of, I can put into that form so that we can both make life easier when it comes to communicating both of our wants and needs. Now, you can do this with Google Docs. I've never done it, but I've seen other people use Google Docs. I just love Jotform for what it was, and I didn't mind paying the subscription. I think it's about maybe $19, $20 a month. This isn't something that you want to start off with, especially if you're starting with not a lot of money when it comes to you just starting out on your business, but it's something that I use right now to date. Before I found Jotform, I was using a service called Calendly, and Calendly is a great free service. Now, they do have some paid options for some of their calendars. So like if you had a consulting business and you wanted people to pay for a certain service before they even get the chance to book with you, they would click on that calendar, select the day and time, and then pay so that they are booked for a specific day and time to communicate with you. But for their free version, they have free calendars that you can make and add questionnaires to. So if people hit you up in your DMs wanting to know about your service, you can then have a pre-written response saying, hey, thank you so much for your interest in my services. Please click this link to schedule your call. When they click that link, they'll go directly to your Calendly where they'll have to fill out that little intake form and then also pick a day and time for you to contact them. So that was a very big help in the beginning of my career, just controlling the flow of people coming in and slowing down the entire process, basically creating a boundary and letting people know I will get back to them when they're ready. But before I can, they have to follow the rules that I'm giving them by filling out that form and selecting a day and time. And then I take over by calling them so that they don't forget. That is a really short list of the things that I utilize to manage my business. Now, next up, we're gonna talk about the things that I do to manage my photography projects. Okay, so number one on that list of what I use to manage my photography projects is Canva. I love Canva. Now, I started off in Photoshop, so I know how to work harder, not smarter, but when I discovered Canva, it was just the light of my life. Like, it has helped me tremendously and it has cut down a lot of my time. So with Canva, I mostly use that for creating mood boards, which I've discussed in previous videos. I also have a video coming soon to show you how I create a mood board. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Until then, in the comments, write mood board if you're really excited about that video popping up, because I'm excited to record it. I use Canva to create mood boards that later on my clients and I can discuss during our creative direction meeting. Now, mood boards can be as simple or as intricate as you want to make them. Basically, a mood board is a series of written down information that goes over the description of the photo shoot or whatever project you're working on. It has a list of color schemes as well as example images, and maybe even a section that asks or states that you want models, that you want hand modeling, that you want specific props, or even a list of props that you will need to purchase for that shoot. It's basically a visual presentation of what your shoot is going to look like. And I utilize that in order to discuss that with my client to prep them for what to expect on the actual shoot day. Now, I love creating mood boards. They help me stay organized, not only for client projects, but also personal projects. It's something that I used throughout the year to motivate myself to create something super creative and fun in between client projects. I'm always working, I'm always finding something new to add to my portfolio, or even a stock image that I want to create, or maybe I want to create a piece of art that I want to hang on my wall. Mood boards really get the job done. In order for me to create mood boards, I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest, which is what we talked about earlier with social media. Next on my list of things that I utilize to manage my photography projects is a website called Airtable. It's basically a more creative version of Excel. I use it to create shot lists. So I basically have a big chart that has different sections, and it has like either the theme, it has different titles at the top. So I'll have the theme of the project, what I'm actually shooting, the type of orientation via like square crop or landscape or portrait. The next box will have the colors or materials. So it's basically a more itemized list of the mood board that we talked about earlier. This is something that I hand off to my clients to let them know, okay, basically we're gonna be starting off with this item first. Let's say we're shooting shampoo bottles. With the shampoo bottle, the first scene is gonna be fall themed. So with this shampoo bottle, we're gonna use these colors, we're gonna use these props, and we're gonna crop for square and portrait for social media. And then once we finish that, we check it off and move to the next column. So that is just an itemized, again, shot list that goes along with the mood board. So during the shoot, we stay organized, we stay on track, and we make sure that we don't forget anything. That's about all I've ever used Airtable for. I'm pretty sure it has more advantages to it. I just haven't discovered them yet. Now, next on my list is something that is very important. I use it all the time for my business as well as to keep my projects organized, and that is Capture One. I love Capture One. If y'all have never used Capture One, please check it out. It is just an upgraded version of Lightroom, and I know the Lightroom lovers are gonna hate me for saying that, but I absolutely love Capture One, mainly because I shoot tethered. And when I say tethered, I mean that my camera is literally connected to a cord that's connected to my screen on my laptop. And so if I have my camera rigged up very high, I don't have to climb a ladder just to look through my camera. I can just look at my computer screen and basically snap the shot on the keyboard right there. I shoot that all the time because whenever I'm styling something, depending on how big the scene is, my camera isn't readily accessible to me at times when I'm shooting tethered. And so if I'm working on something with another set stylist and we're moving together, we need something closer to us so we can just hit and tap and then move. Also, Capture One has a live view feature that Lightroom does not have, meaning that I can do overlays. If I'm shooting for a magazine and they need a certain crop based on how the image is going to be placed in the article, they can give me the overlay. I can have that in the live view section and I can move the items that I'm styling within that crop, and I can see what it looks like before I even take the shot. That is a great advantage to have when you are working on fast and quick deadlines and you just don't want to have to keep running back and forth to your camera. So again, if you've never used Capture One, please check it out. It's fantastic. I can't see myself ever not using it. Next on my list of things that I use to manage my photography projects is Photoshop, of course. I use Photoshop for a lot of cleanup, a lot of editing, and a little bit of retouching. I literally cannot go without using Photoshop for any of my projects. It's something that I've been using for years and something I will continue to be using for years to come because I have literally not found anything better. And it just gets the job done. Photoshop is Photoshop. Y'all know what it is. I don't have to explain it to you. And last on my list is Pixieset. That is something that I use on a project-to-project basis all the time. So Pixieset is basically an online gallery. I utilize this to upload final deliverables and deliver those to my clients. So typically when I send my clients their images, I send them their images through a link, which is an online gallery through Pixieset. So once they have reviewed everything, I've edited everything, everything is perfect, I send them that gallery link with a download code, and now they have an online gallery that houses all of their images so they can download them whenever they need. It's all about business management. It's all about staying organized, and I do my best to make sure that I stay as organized as possible. And so, yeah, guys, that was the end of my list. Let me know what you use to keep your business and your projects organized. I would love to know. Maybe there's something I'm missing out on, or maybe I've shared something with you that you've never heard of. I'm always looking for new ways to make my business more efficient because organization is key. And yeah, so that's all I have to say. Check out my description box below for the links that I mentioned earlier. If you like this video, definitely hit that like button. Click subscribe, join the community. We love talking all things creative, all things photography, all things prop styling with a little bit of lifestyle splashed in there. You know, don't be scared. Join the team, join the family. Also, hit that notification bell for more videos coming up. Again, I will be having a new video coming up soon talking about how I develop my mood board. So stay tuned for that. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.